I can hear you.
Who lives in the comfort under the bed?
Who lives in a pickup box on the seafloor?
Spang Bob Chankin.
SquarePants. Who loves that brainwashing and always wants more?
Sponju Babu Squaru Patu.
The total world donation is something you wish.
Sponju Babu Squaru Pant.
And stop asking a question until you get back to work.
Oh. How's it
Brandon,
going,
do the
everybody?
whole thing.
Welcome back to the Slackin Off podcast. We're your hosts.
Hi.
It's me, Crawler. I'm with Goody and Glizzy today, and yes, for the other two, I did capture the entire SpongeBob thing.
Oh,
Let's
cool.
go!
I was hoping that Brandon. I was hoping that you were gonna do the bubble transition with your mouth.
Oh.
What?
Bikini bottom.
The
you
bubble
hear it?
transition
No,
with
hold
the noise with your mouth.
One of those the weird.
Yeah,
Is it?
Stick your fingers in your mouth.
Canceling. Hold on.
it's too
Turn it
late.
off. No.
It's too late because we already did the intro. I was hoping that you were gonna do that, like into the intro.
You were hoping.
After
buddy.
we did our stupid bit.
Should have.
He's got
How
a poor
old is
sense
that
of timing.
video now? Is that
I
video
don't
like
know.
10 years.
That video is like has to be like 12 years old now.
Something like that.
All
It's gotta
right,
be.
naughty SpongeBob, where you at?
SpongeBob in China.
Scunge. Scunge.
SpongeBob in
Scunge. I'm
3
sorry.
years ago. What? No.
SpongeBob. What?
SpongeBob?
Wait.
SpongeBob weed
hemp
pants.
pants. No, it's
SpongeBob
hemp
in China
pants.
12 years ago.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
SpongeBob.
was I right?
12 years ago.
Dang.
Holy shit.
That's an old video.
Dude, but what is SpongeBob hemp hemp pants? Sorry.
I'm sorry, SpongeBob
I've
is just
never
making
seen
me
this
laugh.
before. This came out in my era of YouTube. How have I not seen this? Well, granted, I didn't know what
You
weed
didn't
was
know-
when I
yeah.
was like 9.
You probably saw SpongeBob and went, huh? And then watched something else.
I was gonna say I probably wouldn't have like seen this as funny. Yeah.
I'm gonna turn down my fan because I think they can hear the squeaking from my fan.
I hear something. It sounds like someone is like subtly having sex somewhere off to the side.
No, it's
And
the,
it's just
That's
banging up
probably
against the
James's
furniture.
James's fan.
it's the down rod of my fan because when I have my fan on full blast all
Rhythmically
the time.
banging up against something.
The squeak, squeak, squeak. Yeah, I just thought about that. That was in my. Speaking of that, okay, I got 2 copyright claims the other day. Oh,
Really?
yeah. So the horror game I played, right, is because the guy who made the game has a subscription to Epidemic Sound, and I don't. So it's copyrighted music he's using there, and I had no clue.
Oh,
And it's whatever. I'm not making money off that video anyway. So who? You know, so, but the other thing
Speaking
was
of horror games,
you know how I had that
Oh,
I have that one
continue.
the speed paint that I have of my the 2 OCs because
did the royalty-free music you used?
yeah it did.
Huh?
Warner copyright
How?
claimed one of the royalty free musics, claiming that it
What?
was
Royalty.
that's the thing. It's creative. It's under the Creative Commons license. But here's the kicker: they claimed it as a totally different song.
Oh.
But yet, I
Well,
have
James,
all of the
James.
songs that I used in the description with their licenses. So
if it makes you feel better, at least Warner Bros. Know you now.
hey, don't hit me up. Leave me alone.
Hey, what's up? Leave me alone.
But yeah, that's what I was like. I'm like, I can't dispute either of these because they're both in the
Oh.
right.
Okay, wait. Well, hang on. So, with royalty-free music, you you do have to pay for it, but you
Well,
only have to
no,
pay for it
it's different.
once.
What I was using was something
Or
called the
wait,
Creative Commons license. As long
well,
as you
hang on. What
have
is this?
the Creative Commons license allows you to use whatever that is under that, as long as you have the correct credentials for it. You know, sneaky snitch, right? Boom, boom, boom,
Right.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, no.
Like that's under the Creative Commons license. So technically, you just put the correct licensing stuff in the description, and point out the proper people, and that's it. You've it's there. It's Creative Commons. You don't need to pay for it. It's all there. But Warner found a section and was like,
From what I'm
this is a totally different song.
Sorry, continue.
So I was just saying, like, Warner found a section of a different song and claimed it as this is this song by this person. Excuse me, but it's not. So I mean, whatever. They're not making any money off of it anyway because I don't get ads. So, but when I do, then I'll have to start disputing and be like, "Hey, that's not right. That you got that wrong." But the problem is, you don't really win against Warner. I mean, even Dude hasn't won against Warner.
I think the smartest thing to do now in YouTube is to strictly use classical music. Like music that's literally been like a thing for like 100 years that's in public domain.
Yeah. Well, like, Happy Birthday to You, that's in public domain. Warner used to have like a copyright for that, but now it's public domain.
Literally anything by like Mozart or like any composer that's been dead for 200 years, that's in public domain too.
Yeah, anything that's 100 years old is in public domain.
Which is all classical music.
Yeah, so
all of it.
Anything from the 1920s it can be used in public domain. So if you want to put some like bang and swing music in your videos, you can. It's public domain, baby.
But from what I'm reading here about royalty-free music,
yeah, you need to pay something. Sometimes
it's a one-time sync fee.
Yeah,
music that the customer can use in multiple this proper definition of royalty-free music that the customer can use in multiple projects in exchange for a one-time sync fee, i.e., no additional sync royalties due by customer based on future use of the song. So you can. I guess you pay a royalty.
Yeah.
For like the unlimited future usage of the song in your project.
Yeah, so
like that to just be there forever.
Yeah, basically, you pay for the license of it, and then you just sort of have the license to it, and you just sort of keep it. And when the copyright comes up, like, hey, this is not yours, you just show them the license. They're like, oh shit, you do have it.
So basically, like the composer of the royalty-free music still has to get paid for the usage of the music. Yeah. Somehow. So that's how they actually do get
unless you're paid. Using Creative Commons. That's different. So
okay.
If I'm not mistaken here, Creative Commons license is Creative Commons license is one of the several public copyright licenses that enable free distribution of an otherwise copyrighted work. A Creative Commons license is used when an author wants to give other people the right to share, use, and build upon a work an author has created. So, basically, it allows you to use some rights reserved music, movie, images, all for free. And that's kind of what it is. So, it's not bad. It's just more like kind of stupid that they targeted they went and found their algorithm went out, found a channel that isn't making money and decided to claim 2 videos. It's not a strike, so it's not like I'm off of YouTube for a couple of weeks.
Wait. Creative Commons is an organization and a license which can take the forms of differing attributions.
Mm.
Oh, that's a very helpful photo. Thank you, Google. All blurry and I can't read shit. It's like supposed to be a chart, like comparing copyright and Creative Commons, and it was just all blur.
Lucky for us though, the Professional Slackers channel, no copyright claims or strikes, so we're good, baby.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, and here's
But
a
yeah,
simple
using
like,
music I will produce.
here's a simple image for you
I think
guys.
using like just like random ass classical music,
And just out of nowhere would be
Like-
funny. Yeah.
well, like and it's safe, smart.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, it's
you can
I'm
use classical
surprised.
music to set tones.
Well, and to be fair, like it's kind of nuts now that we can go and grab swing music and it'll be Creative Commons. Well, not Creative Commons. What's the I literally just saw it. Public domain. Gah. Little bit of an idiot. But let's get on. We can get off the topic. No one wants to hear us ramble on about
I
copyright.
think for Creative Commons to be effective, you have to absolutely not be making a profit on whatever it is that you're using.
Well, my channel isn't making money, so I'm not making profit.
So you're good then.
Yeah.
That's just what I mean.
Yeah,
That's
but
what-
it's also
that's
dependent.
From what I just read, I think that's what that means.
Yeah,
that
but it's also
you're
dependent on the
basically
person.
free to use. Yeah, it depends on the person because it's like a license
Yeah.
and it's an organization, so like they handle shit, I guess.
Well,
that
you go ahead. Go ahead. I'll say my 2 cents.
I was gonna say it just basically means that as long as you're not making money using whatever licensed character you're or thing you're using, then you're good.
Yeah. Well, like the one right, the one I used is more so on the lines of Creative Commons BY. So what that means is anyone's allowed to copy and publish. You just have to say who gave it to you, but you can change the license, you can modify and adapt whatever it is, and you can use it for commercial use. So that's the one. But the reason I got the claim was because Warner Brothers thought that it was a different song and claimed it. Not that it was the one that was in the description that I gave all the licensing bits for. That was the stupid part. Because I'm kind of and I'm sitting there like, well, I could try to dispute it and be like, this isn't that they're copywriting it for the wrong song. The correct song is in the description, and it's attributed to who, and all that it's attributed to is there. You can just look in the description and see that, because it's a totally separate song with a totally different artist that they're saying it's made by. But a small a 5 subscriber channel with like an hour's worth of watch content isn't gonna win against Warner Brothers, since they're the second biggest music thing. It's whatever. And no skin off my back. But to get off of this boring Creative Commons stuff, you want to hear what happened with my mom's bank account? One of them. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing that's like,
Sorry.
It's nothing that's gonna be damaging. I'll say that.
It's just pretty funny.
It is really funny. So
I'm sorry. It's just
I'll make this
I
a
just
little
heard the
more
story for the first time
cinematic
today.
Please
don't.
So basically, my aunt has a real estate business, and my mom helps her out with a lot of it, and they wanted to include her with a business credit card, not debit card. So you know how, like, if we were to get big enough and actually label ourselves as a business, because technically on YouTube you are a small business
Right,
owner.
we'd have a
credit card.
Yeah.
And or a debit card to use,
Debit
between
card.
the 4 of us, obviously.
No credit cards.
Yeah, no.
No, thank you.
No, that's a lot of incurring debt for you, Bing. But they wanted to
Right.
include her on the business debit, and the bank they used was like it was the same bank that they had used for a car payment, and they hadn't used it for like a year since. And when my mom sat down there with her sister, they were like, "Well, you have $200 and some that you haven't paid off on this account." And my mom goes, "Excuse me? I haven't used that account in like a year." "Oh, well, yeah, but like 5 months ago, there was this payment on it, and it just sort of monthly kept building." And my mom's like, "Well, what's that about?" And she goes, "Well, it's from London, and it's $30 each
What?
month." And my mom's like, "I haven't used this account." And she goes, and here's the kicker. They ask her, "So what's the money being paid to?" And the lady goes, it's an OnlyFans subscription."
What?
And my aunt goes, "Whoa!" and and my mom's like, "What is?"
me?
Yeah, bless her heart, my mom is not very not very
Of course.
like
Of course
she's
like,
not all
oh,
up to
what's
date.
that?
Well, but see, her aunt is up to date with all of that. So my aunt,
Well, her aunt has daughters.
her sister,
her-
my aunt. There we go. I'm
Her,
having trouble
right,
today,
that's
boys.
what I meant. Her sister has.
But
Does
yeah,
her sister have like children?
yeah, they're like 4 years older than me. So,
Right.
but
so,
at the same time, she also runs a business
She
and is
lives on the
very
internet.
internet savvy. Like she has an Instagram, she has a YouTube, she
Well, I
does
was-
all
I
of
was
that
gonna
stuff.
say, it would-
She literally
it would
lives
make
on the
sense.
internet, bro.
I was gonna say it would make sense if she had daughters that she would know about that kind of shit going around the internet,
Yeah, but
and she'd be up to date on it.
but her daughters are like 25, 26, so
Even still, that's like the main demographic of girls on OnlyFans, dude.
yeah, but they don't.
Because
I
that's
can
like
guarantee
because
you
that's
they
like
don't do
girls
that.
fresh out of college or like in college with debt trying to pay it off, and they're like, "Hey,
Well,
subscribe to
one
my
of
OnlyFans so I can get money."
Well, one of them is together with a basketball player getting.
I'm not saying
paid
that
buku
I'm not
bucks.
saying that your cousins would do anything like
No,
that.
I
I'm
know,
just
I'm
saying
just-
that I know
They don't
that
have reason to.
I'm just saying that I just know that like
you-
a
well, you'd-
mother
you'd have
would
to know.
probably
Yeah.
stay up to date on shit like that. A mother
'Cause-
would probably stay up to date on shit like that just
Mhm.
to stay up to date.
Yeah, because Glizzy and I ain't gonna take a picture of our pussy and put it on, OnlyFans.
Well, depends on how desperate for money I am. That's actually a
You gonna
lot.
stoop to
That's
Nikocado
actually
levels?
If I need money, or if it's for a dare.
But yeah,
Now-
they were sitting at the bank,
Now,
and this dude in London
Let me
was
just-
paying $30, like using this account to pay $30 for an OnlyFans account.
goddamn.
And my mom's sitting here in the car, and she's telling me about this. She's going, "Why didn't this bank tell me why?" Once they started getting these
What
recurring
if it's like-
purchases from London, when they have our address, well, it's like, hello.
So it's like $30 specifically from London.
Yeah, about it, something like
That
that.
makes me think that almost makes me think it's like a VPN or some shit.
I don't know.
And like
Probably.
the bank logs are just like logging it as coming from London. I don't know. That could be a stretch.
Well,
Or
at the
someone
same
in
time-
London stole your mom's identity. Either one.
Nah, it was just the account.
or the account. Or I mean, I don't know.
But-
It happens. But
but
that's
yeah,
weird. That just
It could have
from
been.
London
It could have been
specifically, that's just-
euro, but at
there.
the same time, like my mom after the
That's a
chemotherapy, she
pretty big
doesn't.
subscription, I
doesn't-
will be honest.
She doesn't remember. What do you call it? She doesn't remember stuff 100%. Like she
Right.
remembers the whole thing in pretty much quite a bit of detail, but like smaller details, they just get thrown out the window. I mean, we were having dinner today with her at Olive Garden, and
Oh my god.
she was like, she couldn't remember the name OnlyFans, and then she called it Fans Only, and then
Fans only.
And then Brandon's
Then I
like,
told her about the legitimate account that has like just 3 gigabytes of pictures of fans,
called
ceiling
OnlyFans. Yes.
fans, like standing fans,
Mhm.
just those desktop fans, just little
That's
fans.
amazing.
And she was so spaced, like she did not understand it. And Brandon was like, that's like taking a TikTok of a clock, you know, because the clock
Like,
goes
that's like
TikTok.
if I posted a video of. It's like if I posted a video of
No,
clocks on TikTok.
I can't believe you just said that because I literally just like 2 hours ago found a TikTok that was interesting clocks.
Well,
Specifically just interesting clocks that did cool shit as they told the time. Like,
well, but see, difference is Brandon makes that TikTok joke, and then he goes on to hitting
And
me in the
then
face with a book,
immediate-
calling it Facebook, and she just goes, clocks on TikTok because the clock goes TikTok. And like, she was so
fucking love
lost.
your mom so much.
And Brandon, I just sat there. We broke down.
I
We
hope
just-
that
we
woman
couldn't-
lives like 30 more years, man. She's fucking. I love her so much.
Bro, the funniest thing is that she had like 2 breadsticks and a soup and was full.
It was full,
And
and
she-
then
she had a
realized,
full-
and then realized, oh wait, I'm somewhat lactose intolerant. So as she was sitting there, she's going, oh my stomach, and we're like, you shouldn't have eaten that much or all of that dairy.
And the funniest thing, she still has like a full plate, like a little bit has like lasagna on one side, chicken on another, and pasta in the middle. There's a little pasta left, but a full slice of lasagna and a full chicken.
Mhm.
And she goes, "Y'all want dessert?" I'm like, "You haven't even finished any of your entree, dude."
Yeah. And
Dude,
before we say
you-
anything,
you
yeah,
know
my
where
mom
she would
wanted me to
make
share
it?
this anyway. She told
You
me
know,
to
she
share.
would have a good experience in Japan. In Japan, I believe it is actually customary to not finish your food.
Yeah, like you want to when you drink a drink,
It-
you want to
it-
drink it to a
it-
little bit, but not all of it.
Well, not only that, but like with your when you have like food at a restaurant, you typically you eat a little bit of everything, but you don't finish the meal to show that the meal was filling and like satisfying, and shows that it shows the chef that you appreciated the meal. If you finish the meal, it means you want more food. That's what that tells them. So, and apparently
Excuse me,
that
I
is
was
a
raised to
thing
clean my
with,
plate.
with American
Mama
tourists.
raised me to clean my plate. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was
Mama raised
born
me.
in a race. She
That
ain't
reminds me of-
raised no
You know
little
what that reminds
punk.
me of?
My daddy.
Do you remember
raised me
that?
to clean my
Do you
plate.
remember that kid from Matilda eating the cake?
You know, as luck would have it, I've never seen Matilda.
What?
Yeah, I've only
Y'all have
seen
never
one
seen
scene.
that movie?
I've only seen one actual clip from
Was
that
it
one.
the?
Well, actually, it was the trailer. That would play
Oh, the trailer.
non-stop on every channel that was out there for some reason, and we just never watched
I was
it.
gonna say, I know that her doing like the magic shit around the house, like that's a
The
pretty
only
big
one
clip.
that I
People know.
remember is like the teacher being flung around in a circle, something like that.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, that.
What?
How
what
old
was
is
her
that
name?
movie? I'm gonna look that up.
I fucking love that movie. It's 1996.
Holy hell in a handbasket! Danny DeVito's in it.
Wasn't it Miss Trunchbull? Yes.
Whoa! What the hell?
Yeah.
Matilda the
She's
Musical
still
2022.
alive.
Matilda 2
Miss
is coming
Trunch-
out.
What?
Is Matilda
Well, Miss
2 coming
Trunchbull-
out? The second film adaptation. It's co-starring
Miss
Danny DeVito.
Miss Trunchbull is still alive. So is Danny DeVito.
I'm so surprised.
The
Like,
mom is still alive, so she'll be in it too.
well, it's a
um,
musical, so I don't know who's definitely going to be in it. You know?
It's gonna be a musical?
Yes.
What?
But Danny DeVito's gonna be in it. Look, it's Matilda, and he just starts singing. I guess.
So anyway, I started singing.
So anyway, I started singing.
Wait, what other movies do I know this actress from?
Who?
Who?
The actress who played
Who?
Miss Honey in Matilda.
I don't know who that is, Travis. Names,
Phoebe
please.
Well, I'm
Garcia
trying to
Pearl.
hang on. I'm trying to figure out what else I know her
Extra sausage. That
Mary
That makes me laugh so much, bro.
Spider-Man 2.
Phoebe Garcia Pearl, Miss Honey, Extra Sausage is a movie she's been in.
She's Mary Parker in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, that one. Embeth David's her?
What?
Is her
What?
name Embeth
No.
David
Oh,
TZ?
yes.
Okay. Because there's
Sorry,
a
I went
second
totally blank.
there's a second Miss Honey in the cast list, and her name is Phoebe Garcia Pearl. But she's only done 1, 2, 3, 4 other movies. There's Hotel Room Confessional, Extra Sausage, Stage V, and Dust. I'm what's Extra Sausage? Is that a it's a
pizza
YouTube
topping.
it's a YouTube short film.
Oh God,
It's a
no.
YouTube short film
What
from
the
2017.
What am I looking at?
A distraught woman
What
goes
is
to
this
her
from?
not so helpful friend's home for consolation after discovering her husband is having an affair. What the fuck?
Sorry, I'm stretching. God. Hey, Travis.
What's up?
So you know how we have Space Day on Tuesday? That's
I
cool.
totally fucking forgot about that.
Okay. So I did something.
What'd you do?
I went on Amazon yesterday with my mom last night after work,
Okay.
and we were just looking around. We ended up finding like a basic set of Sith robes for like $50, which is pretty cheap. And it's
Holy
coming in
shit.
tomorrow. And I am so hyped.
Okay.
$50 for a long black robe?
No, it has like the shirt, like the chest piece, the
I think he's
belts.
talking about like the actual robe, like Sith robe. So it's like
Not just a
the
cape.
God
folds
damn,
and the
son, you
belt.
bought a
and-
whole ass Halloween costume for a school day?
Hey
About
man, I missed
space?
out on Halloween, okay?
I mean, hey, I get it. I missed out on Halloween one time too when I was supposed to dress up as Jim Carrey. It was gonna be the
That's
fucking
right.
littest Halloween ever, and I was gonna be
Ace
that
Ventura.
part. I was gonna be that part in Pet Detective where he's in the
Tutu.
old folks home,
Yeah.
the penitentiary. And he's got the fucking tutu on. I had the whole getup. My hair was like just long enough to where my mom could probably was gonna style it like how he had it, all dumb. And then I got dog ass sick.
You know, this is totally off
This
topic.
is a sad story.
but-
It's so sad. I'm sorry. I
Uh-huh.
shouldn't be laughing, but every time I hear it,
And
it's
clarify,
funny to me.
To everyone listening, that is one of my favorite fucking movies ever. So I knew
Rightfully
the
so.
whole scene.
He knew it by
front to
memory.
back,
know the
back to
movies.
front.
Both movies,
even-
word for word.
Like,
Forward, backward, inside
right, like
out.
I fucking went to sleep to that movie. Like that was one of the movies I would cycle through whenever I would go to sleep, and I would fall asleep to movies that I just watched over and over. That was one. Terminator 2 was one.
I want to watch that.
Fucking
RoboCop.
which we're gonna watch that. Which I mean, I'm even down to like hang
excuse me.
out soon and
I
have
mean-
us watch that.
What Saturday or something like that? We're going with Tristan and we're doing it early.
Yeah.
Brandon may not be able to, but you guys can totally come back and we can chill.
Yeah,
for
and
a
if
bit.
anything, I want to get back from work after 9.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a
Ow.
Saturday.
Yeah, it's
None of us
Saturday.
have
What
got
are
work.
we doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh,
don't.
Dude, I'd be down.
Cool.
Yeah. Woo! Making plans on the podcast.
I was about to do that. I was literally about to do that.
My voice gave out there. I don't know if you could tell.
So the whole week that I was sick doing the personal finance class on my phone,
Yeah.
I started rewatching Breaking Bad, and watching the show, which by the way, that show
Freaking
is
Brad.
Whoa, I almost said something bad there. My
It's
brain
the
almost.
awkward silence.
My-
Sorry.
My brain went to take away the B from breaking. Or not, no, not my bad. I was gonna say, blanking Brad, you know?
Brad.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, my brain just shut off.
We'll make it better. We got Baking Brad. We'll do it better. He's Baking Brad. It's just a 420 special.
The only thing I know from Breaking
Anyways.
Bad is the thing Brandon showed me earlier today, pushing the guy who plays Jesse in the shopping cart, and some dude throws a coupon at him.
Yeah.
He just goes, "Oh,
Travis, have you seen that video?
With Aaron Paul. Yeah,
Yeah, Aaron
I saw
Paul.
that TikTok.
Okay, cool.
Well, I have to say compliments to the actors and shit in the show, especially Aaron Paul and fucking I'm blanking on his name right now. I know his name.
Who?
The dad
The
from
blank.
Malcolm in the Middle.
I'll be honest.
Bryan
Oh,
Cranston.
shoot.
I
That's his
watched
name.
Malcolm in the Middle at the
I
same
was
time
like-
the
I
George
was, like,
Lopez show
looking
was
it
on,
up.
so it was kind of like it was a scary time.
It was
You
a
ever-
fever dream.
Do you ever look for or like try to remember somebody's name and you're like looking it up and you're just staring at the fucking keyboard and then suddenly you just remember it and say it? That's what just happened.
Yes.
Nah, I
Yeah,
sat
Aaron
there
Paul and
for
Bryan
5 minutes
Cranston.
forgetting the word contagious. Okay,
They actually went through
I
a
needed help.
an hour long like a 2 hour long course on how to make meth like legitimately
Oh,
by
Let's
a
go.
grinding
Business venture?
agency. They basically were taught how to make meth at the purity and level that they do in the show, and from what I've heard from sources
and they fit it to children.
just around the internet, that the chemistry in the show is very, very accurate, and they don't show enough for people to actually start making their own meth on purpose. Like, they only show certain moments of them actually doing shit, and what they're doing is like real process.
And totally illegal.
But-
So don't do it, children.
Well, but what? Well, that they're not
Also,
actually
don't do
making
drugs.
meth on the show. What? This is what I was kind of leading into this segue. Was it got me wondering what the fuck
If we could make
was the
meth,
prop that they were using for meth? More specifically,
rock candy.
I wanted
rock.
to. James was right for on the money. It was blue rock candy made by a candy store just locally there in Albuquerque,
What do I win?
and
Satisfaction. Now, Travis, continue talking.
You're
yes,
just bullshit.
exactly.
I don't want satisfaction.
Get up and get a glass of water. We don't care.
Well,
Serve yourself to a
more
prize of your choice. Travis, keep
More
going, please.
specifically, I wanted to know what prop they were using in the actual meth pipe that Aaron Paul Jesse would smoke out of in the show,
Yes, sir.
because whatever they smoke like in shows and shit, they they have to choose something that resembles what they're smoking without it being the thing.
I
Like
mean,
there's actually
well,
super strict rules. I didn't even know this until I was researching this, but there's actually, I guess, pretty strict rules against having illicit drugs on the sets of shows and movies.
oh,
And
there
like
are.
even the shit like in Pineapple Express was shit that didn't have THC in it. So it was just like
Well, like
CBD bud.
like alcoholic beverages in movies and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normally, it's not alcohol; it's like food coloring and water. But and like
Yeah.
even to the point where sometimes the ice isn't even real, where it's just cubes of glass they've put in there.
Yeah, yeah. Because they have to do multiple
Mhm.
sets, and if it was real ice,
The ice
then
would
they'd have to
melt.
fucking right. They have to melt. It would melt. They'd have to switch it out. So
Yeah, and if they want
having
the person to
just
drink it,
water,
sometimes they will put like a little bit of the alcohol in there, but they'll put glass in there. And obviously, it's safe. It's safe because it's all
I was gonna say,
sanded and all
and
that.
they'll
But
probably like switch it out for scenes when they actually have to drink it.
mhm. But if they want someone to drink it with
And I
the
get
ice
putting a
in,
little bit of alcohol in there for the little bit of kick to make that you're drinking alcohol believable.
yeah. But it's cool. Like with cigarettes and stuff, sometimes
Oh, those
they
are
don't
cool.
have it. It's just like this weird, almost like sort of coffee groundish. Sometimes it's weird.
Yeah, it's basic. Yeah, it's like pretty much like dirt. It's like weird.
Here, smoke some
It,
dirt.
but
There
yeah,
you go,
and
son.
um they can't substitute tobacco for marijuana or vice versa in shows because the smoke is different. So they have to have separate substitutes for each. I was super interested to know again with like what I want to bring up now is what was being uh, portrayed as smoking meth was actually sugar that was coated on the inside.
Huh.
And also, what I read, which this is way funny. I actually went on Reddit to because
They got a lot of
Of
someone
answers over
course,
there.
naturally.
or I went on like some it was Reddit or some sort of forum, and and this is how I finally found my answer because I like literally everything kept repeating. Oh, the blue stuff in Breaking Bad is rock candy, and it's like I fucking know.
Yeah, no
Okay, I could
shit.
have guessed that.
Give me something better.
Yeah. I'm like, obviously, the fucking show wasn't like a laundering scam to actually make meth
Yeah, they're just
and
sitting
like
there in a van
no.
making real meth on set. They're just like, we could
The
sell this.
processes that they showed were them like like performing real processes to make meth, but like not actually doing it. But just having that knowledge is what I mean makes them just great actors. Like the fact that they would go to a course for that to actually learn the process and instead of it just being like, oh, they made up shit.
Yeah. It's, I mean,
And it was actually really they weren't allowed to like write anything down. So it was basically just like they got familiarized with it enough to know how to fake making meth for a camera.
yeah, well, it's like, you want to make something believable when you're doing a movie, right? So it's
Which
the actor's
Breaking
sort of
Bad,
job to figure out how it's sort of done if you want to be more successful with that movie.
right?
But I mean, it is incredible the lengths people can go to and also make it seem real while it's also being fake. Like it's 100% fake, but it just what they do is just nuts.
Right, and the fact that like the processes that they describe in the show are like very real ways to make meth, like is crazy in and of itself. And the fact that they show just enough of it to show you that, but not enough of it to show you the whole process of making, of like properly making meth.
Now, I don't mean to do a callback to a previous podcast, but since Brandon was showing this to me, it's fresh on my mind. How do you where do you fit in on the whole Batman can take anybody out thing that people are just sort of so stuck up on? Because I'm pretty sure Batman will get clocked by a bunch of people.
There's a bunch of people that he would clap, but there's also a bunch of people that would clap Batman. Like, I mean,
Okay.
it's just.
I see you're of sound mind.
So you're good. You're a good human.
I'm sorry,
You're
but
a knowledgeable man.
Human. He's a very resourceful and badass human, granted, but he is still a human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like one of the arguments that obviously everybody uses is, well, he took out the entire Justice League. It's like, well, yeah, but do you remember he's been in the Justice League for years, compiling data for years on them, their strengths, their weaknesses, right,
like
what freaking salad what character doesn't like. I mean, he just sort of looks at them and realizes this stuff,
and he's got money,
and lots of money. But if you put him into a fight with someone he's never met before and just drop him there in his normal armor and gadgets, he's going to have either a tough time or he's going to have a hole in his chest. There's no
like,
middle
if
ground.
that dude went to 1v1 Thor, you really think he's going to win that?
Yeah, I don't even care if he's got that Superman suit on.
Well, even then, like that Superman suit, the Superman suit that he has,
one he had on in Batman v Superman, the one that was like,
and like that's just
the big armor bat suit,
but it's all meant for him to be able to take on Superman with kryptonite. Thor is a literal god.
Like a cool. It was a I was gonna say like, and that was a cool suit, but cool. I'm sorry, it's just not against Thor.
Thor is a literal god. His power doesn't come from like something tangible. He just has it. It's imbued in him.
Oh, it's nighttime. Superman's kind of weak right now.
And yeah, to be fair, it's true because like the way they're describing Superman now is that he stores solar radiation in his cells, and that will run out if there's no way for him to recharge those cells. So like,
yeah, I thought it was something like that, and like that's why all the fucking Kryptonians were like normal on Krypton.
Yeah, because the reason they're normal on Krypton is because they have a different type of sun on Krypton.
They have a different solar system.
Yeah, but when you come to our solar system, it's a lot younger than Krypton's, so they're like, oh look.
It was like a lot younger, and the sun was a lot closer. To Earth than the star for Krypton was to Krypton.
Yeah. So, but like, when you put
God, we're fucking nerds.
They come to hear these things, okay? I swear.
This is an important discussion. Shut up, nerd.
Spider-Man would absolutely punch a hole through Batman. I don't care.
Spider-Man can punch a hole through 90% of heroes and villains, bro.
I was gonna say, Spider-Man is way more stacked than people make him out to be. Like,
he can. So one of the things like
over
I learned recently,
30,000 pounds of force per
over his head
if he tried.
Well, like so, Spider-Man can lift about 20 tons over his head. That's the way Marvel.
May I add?
That's the way Marvel does.
Didn't one dude like take over his body and then like fucking decapitate somebody with a punch?
Doc Ock took over his body and punched the jaw off of Scorpion.
That's what it was.
That was the Superior Spider-Man.
And even he was like,
he's like, holy fuck. Yeah, you've been holding back this whole time. And Peter, who's not in control but still there, goes, yeah, yeah, I've been holding back this entire time. And Ock's like, what the hell, dude? You could have killed any of us. And he goes,
like, dude, duh. I want a comic series of Spider-Man just killing like the whole Marvel universe.
There wasn't
there's one close to it.
Yeah, basically he got like resurrected.
I know, but like I want one that's like Deadpool style. Like he just
funny you should say
went on just some version of Spider-Man just went on a rampage, like fucking killed everyone.
Well, he was almost killing with Deadpool.
he went with so Deadpool. So Spider-Man died and he got resurrected, and Deadpool was with him. And Spider-Man was ripping people apart with a new suit and all that, and Deadpool's going, "Hey man, you should stop."
He got scared.
Yeah, he was like, "Dude,
He was like,
stop killing
"Hey,
people."
buddy."
And he was like actively getting scared of Spider-Man.
And Black Suit Spider-Man's also killed people before.
Yeah, but like,
One in particular, easy name is Craven. Basically led him to suicide.
yeah, actually, Craven suicided after realizing like what he had done to Spider-Man. Because it was just like he thought it was a man-to-man thing, like some sort of mutant. But when he saw it was like a kid, he goes, "Wow, I'm an asshole." Then goes, pulls a shotgun and blows his own brains out. And then Spider-Man just sort of there, like,
A little dark for Marvel.
Oh.
So Marvel's more dark than people give it credit
honestly.
Yeah, but it still doesn't
for. Like the Marvel Zombies is
Oh,
dark.
It's like
stupid how dark that is.
it's like I don't know.
But
I don't know
like,
what
you know, it was
comparison
just the sort of whole thing of like, I find that argument of if Batman had prep time, I feel like that's just sort of stupid, because if anybody had prep time, they
Right.
could beat anyone, really. Because, you know, drop Silver Surfer into a match with Batman. No knowledge beforehand. Silver Surfer puts a beam through Batman, and he just sort of goes away. Like, it's the power cosmic versus a dude in an outfit, you know, walking up and trying to punch you.
Even with prep time, I doubt he'd be able to find some.
Well,
like, you really think
Surfer
with
doesn't
prep
really
time-
have a. I mean, if you disconnected from his board for a while, then he doesn't really have the power cosmic, but yet he's still kind of invulnerable.
Yeah.
So I just the whole idea of like the prep time thing is just sort of dumb, because that's not how a fight goes.
And like, don't get me wrong, Batman, like,
Oh, he's cool.
He's crazy nuts. He's crazy nuts. He's a really cool character.
I think he's right. I think he's crazy nuts, but I think like he's actually way easier to kill than people give him credit for, because literally 95% of his fucking suits have a weak spot. A big open area right there at the mouth.
His crimson chin, should we say?
His crimson fucking chin could just take a pistol shot right to the mouth, and then
it's not
by Batman, like.
And it's not like, you know, it's not like it blends in
Even
either.
a big armor suit.
Because like it's not even like it blends in either. He's a white dude, and the lower half of his face is hanging out of a black costume.
Right, so it's like, dude, I don't care how elusive you are. It's like, if I'm like a bad guy with a submachine gun, I'm not gonna aim for your chest. I'm gonna aim for the place I know for a fact is going to kill you. The place I can see that's visible to me.
I'm gonna aim forward at the chest and let the recoil take my arm up.
Like, why does nobody ever shoot him in the mouth?
Most of the time, because they're not marksmen.
I mean, I
they're
guess
just a bunch of thugs with weaponry. So
true.
Plot armor, and they're also just a bunch of like piss baby thugs where they're peeing their pants as soon as they see him.
I'm saying, on top of that, I mean, he is literally fear incarnate.
But to be fair, it is Batman. I mean,
yeah,
that's just a little bit of pee coming out as a natural reaction.
Yeah, a little bit of pee, but then you got the thugs who are like, "It's the freaking bat!" And their blood goes everywhere. and they start
like, if I
firing at the wall.
running at me, I would just aim for his face.
Yeah, dude, if a 210-pound man in armor was running at me full sprint 30 miles an hour, I'm gonna stand still and die.
30.
Remember, Batman is supposed to be in peak condition. Okay, if we're taking peak human condition and boosting that, 30 miles an hour at full sprint is peak human condition. Usain Bolt was like at 35, I think. So, because
but Usain Bolt also doesn't wear a full body armor suit.
Yeah, well, Batman punches holes in freaking steel. So I mean,
True.
That's Red Hood. What do you mean?
Red Hood actually punched a hole through a submarine while it was submerged.
Whilst underwater, yeah.
Meaning that it took more than Batman has, because underwater it's pressurized
he
and
has
resistance,
superhuman strength.
and he's also swimming next to the moving submarine.
Yeah,
Dude, Red Hood is freaking awesome.
yeah. Red Hood's Jason Todd.
He's a menace to society.
He got like superpower,
Yeah,
he was
he
already
died,
like
came
at
back, and got
Batman
superpowers.
at like a good Robin level, and then he died, and then came back with even better superpowers. So he just basically became like a lethal Batman with actual human, like superhuman strength.
Mm-hmm. And then he prefers to use guns.
It makes him so much cooler than Batman,
that's
honestly.
why I said lethal.
Yeah. Well, he could easily punch a hole through 3 people and wear them on one arm. If you're able to punch with enough force underwater to blow a hole in a submarine, then I mean, it's the resistance of the water, and you have to go through the pressurized metal. So, like, that's nuts in its own right. And then you have Batman, denting or, going through steel as he's hitting things. So I don't think 30 miles an hour is a overestimate for him doing an explosive start, sort of push off the ground run. Especially if
I guess.
At least I don't think so.
I just
if you
feel
guys
like he'd
think
be.
I'm wrong,
I
go
just
for
feel
it.
like he'd be. No, I just feel like he'd be overcumbered a little bit, and
yeah.
30 miles an hour. I mean, it takes a little bit to gather up that much momentum.
Let me see here. I want to see if someone else has done. Holy shit! I was
even when I'm running as
lowballing
fast as I've ever run, like I don't know. You're probably right, but I don't. That just seems like a bear running at you. Like
So, according to like other comic book stuff and
did you lowball?
I lowballed. Apparently, 40 miles an hour is kind of typical for him.
So it is like a bear running at you.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Batman has superpowers.
Just shoot him in the mouth.
Like, because I overestimated Usain Bolt by 2 miles an hour, so it's 28 and not 30.
Oh yeah, I knew that Usain Bolt was like still into 30.
But it's like Batman's going at 40 miles an hour in his outfit. Like, the hell?
Hello?
He cannot be. He cannot be just peak human condition.
I lied about freaking Red Hood being a menace, bro.
He can run at speeds exceeding even the finest human athletes, sprinting short bursts exceeding 30 miles an hour. So yeah, he'd stand there in the doorway and he'd collide into you at 40 miles an hour and you just die.
Literally, just the force of him running to kill someone.
So really,
Literally
when you
a
do a
small
fear
car, like, getting
takedown
run
in
over by a
Batman
motorbike.
Arkham Knight, that's normal speed for him. You're not going in slow motion. He's just thinking.
I guess the crackling fucking sounds are all realistic.
Yeah, they're all getting hit and just sort of.
You remember that?
Immediate
Do you
die.
remember that it was an advertisement for Arkham City, and it was like a bunch of thugs in the hospital, and like one dude had a table going through his stomach.
Yep.
And the doctor just looked at the X-ray chart and looked at him and was just like, "What the fuck?" And then it was like Batman Arkham City.
Mm.
Dude, I'll be honest. Arkham City was pretty. Arkham City.
There was like a bunch of other. There was like a
Arkham Knight
bunch
are
of other things that were
brutal.
just like completely fucked up in different ways.
I'm just surprised I lowballed Batman.
And
I'm so
yeah, like,
surprised
don't get
that
me
my
wrong,
30
like, I
miles
mean,
an
like,
hour was a
Batman
lowball for a short burst sprint.
Batman is definitely a favorite. Like I
Yeah.
fucking love Batman. He's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Batman
like-
is such a cool character.
But I I mean, I don't. I knowing that he could just full on sprint at you at 40 miles an hour like an actual like brown bear is a little bit more
It's frightening.
intimidating. So
Yeah, right?
I say, why can't you just shoot him in the mouth with a take that with a little bit of a grain of salt, I guess.
And then there's comic
I would
book
like to
panels of
retract my
him catching up to
I
speeding.
guess a better strategy would be to use an automatic weapon and just aim it at the general direction of his face as he's sprinting at you.
I gotta love this
And
next
dodge.
question because like
And then he
first,
does-
his bullshit cape isn't just like bulletproof or something.
Which we all know it
I
is.
love
Let's
the
be
next
honest here.
question after how fast can Batman run is how fast could Jesus run?
Actually, I don't even care. If Batman were to put up his cape in front of his face to stop bullets, the kinetic energy of those bullets would still probably hit him in the face based on how close the cape
The
is
cape
still
is
to
to
his
his head,
face.
yeah. So he's like tanking bullets, hitting him in the face, and just sort of
Right,
dealing with it.
it would
Not even spitting
probably
out a tooth.
still hit him and still hurt a lot.
God,
Like even if it didn't go through the cape, it would still hit him in the face.
he's a menace. Holy shit.
Dude.
And then you pile that up, right, with like Red Hood and what he does. Red Hood is a terrorist. He does not need to be around.
If Batman's a menace, what is the Red Hood?
Because you know the whole thing is like you compare Batman, Red Hood, and Nightwing, right? Nightwing,
Yeah.
he's more of an agile kind of guy, so he can jump a lot.
He's a
higher than all of them.
vigilante. He's a like I love him. Dude.
Yeah, and he took over for Batman for a while until Batman came back from the dead. So meaning he's he wasn't as strong as Batman, but he's definitely faster than.
But
him.
he just has a way.
Excuse me.
I think like stronger moral compass than Batman.
Yes, Batman does not give a shit sometimes. He just goes.
Whereas Nightwing kind of still has a heart of gold, a little bit.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Oh my god.
Which I think he even like died in a comic one time, and a god literally came to him after death and was like, "You are too pure to die yet. I will just bestow upon you my power." And he literally like turned him into a fucking god for a little bit.
I don't know how true this is, but someone wanted to see how fast Spider-Man can run, and they set his upper limit to 250 miles an hour. Holy shit! Can I
We
just
both know that is untrue.
Oh my god.
hold on? I just you know,
Not even a super
250
soldier can do
miles
that.
an hour.
Not even a Bugatti can do that. Just to put into perspective, a Bugatti can't even go that fast.
he can
Bugattis
go
have to stop
faster
at
than 75
249.
miles an hour in an instant.
Cap.
I don't think so, because remember, he's able, right, to obviously dodge bullets when they're point blank. So that in itself is really nuts fast. But he can also dodge the lightning strikes from Electro, which is lightning.
That's at the speed of light.
Mm-hmm. And his
So you'd have
reactions
to
are
be able to
nuts.
dodge the speed of light.
But if he's just booking it on his feet, people are saying an upper limit of 200 to 250 miles an hour. So, like, what the
Damn.
hell? He covers 2 miles in 5 seconds in a comic book panel.
Holy shit.
What the hell? That is so fast. Because, like, isn't 1 mile is like 5,200 some feet, right? So he.
don't know.
260. 5,260.
So you need about 11,000 feet of movement in what, 5 seconds? Did I say? Did it say? That's just, what the hell? Yeah.
I
Yeah,
It'd
that's
be 10,540, I believe.
yeah.
2
Which,
miles.
and I mean, I don't see it as that crazy, but an upper limit, it puts you into perspective of how much he sort of has to has to hold back, because if he were to jump at you at 75 miles an hour, grab you and yeet you into the sky, you would die from the G-force. Just the impact hitting you of a 180 to 200 pound man slamming into you at 75 miles an hour, and then superhuman
just go through
yeeting you across the sky. That is just unreal. And my brain just sort of like, sticks them together. Like, I see it as a movie up here of what's happening to this poor man, as a masked marauder body slams and flings him into the sky, and he's just sort of Team Rocket blasting off. That is just stupid.
I was about to say, bro.
But then
straight
again,
up bonkers.
Superman went from one end of the universe and whatever. Superman's stupid too.
Spunkerland.
I can't stand Superman. Okay, so can I go on a tangent about Superman a little bit? He's stupid. Okay. I don't care what anyone will say. He's
Instantaneously
so
cross the universe.
I think DC just has a problem of attaching bigger numbers to their characters. Kind of like Dragon Ball style, where they just keep making the characters stronger without giving them an upper limit,
Right.
I think that seems to be their bigger problem. Because, like, both can be equally as dark or whatever, but it's just the fact that their characters get less fun to watch because they don't have limits. Because the whole point is, like, seeing a character being pushed to their limit and seeing whether or not they stay a hero at the end, right? So,
right.
That's part of the fun of creating a character and having a story and all that, because you get to see what limits you give to this character and how they can overcome it. And, like, it can even, you doing stuff like that even helps some people in their own mindsets really do that and beat that. How long have we been?
Okay, mister.
Don't compare me to our Discord friend.
Okay.
I knew that was going. But if you like this podcast, not video, we're on Spotify. You like, subscribe, do all that. We're growing steadily. But we'll see you in the next one. If you guys anything? Holy shit, I can't speak English. Any of you got anything else to say?
Actually, an R slur. I'm
kind of a retard. Yeah, I get it.
Kind of retarded.
Retarded.
It's okay.
Don't make me call you the F slur for saying that word, okay?